What if the people who choose to be alone aren't broken, lonely, or secretly miserable? What if they've actually figured out something most people never will?
We live in a world that treats solitude like a symptom. If you'd rather stay home on a Friday night, people worry about you.
If you decline an invitation and feel relief instead of guilt, someone calls you antisocial.
Solitude preference is its own psychological fingerprint, independent of introversion, shyness, or social anxiety.
People who prefer solitude tend to have a high internal locus of control. They believe their life is shaped by their own choices, not by external forces. Research found that people with higher intelligence reported higher satisfaction from spending time alone. When you're around other people, your brain is working hard, constantly reading faces, monitoring tone, managing impressions. When your social brain quiets down, the default mode network activates, where imagination and creative thinking live.
Loneliness is involuntary and painful. Solitude is a voluntary choice characterized by peace and wholeness. People who prefer solitude often have high emotional sensitivity. They feel things with significant intensity. Solitude isn't withdrawal. It's calibration, turning down the volume to a level where you can actually hear yourself. People comfortable with aloneness have a stronger, more stable sense of self, less dependent on social validation to know who they are. They smile when they'd rather be quiet, attend events they'd rather skip, and then come home and finally breathe. What matters for well-being isn't the quantity of relationships, it's their depth and quality. When time alone is driven by fear of judgment, rejection, or intimacy, it's not solitude, it's avoidance. The goal is to make sure your solitude is something you choose with freedom, not something you retreat into with fear. The solitary person has practiced sitting with themselves without distraction. They know what they think because they've taken the time to think it. Time alone is not time wasted. It is time invested in the most important relationship you will ever have, the one with yourself. Solitude isn't a symptom. It isn't a social failure. For the right person, it is a superpower.